Hello. This is like the fourth time in a row I've sat down to try and make you a little video today because that's where we're at today, and my PDAers need is high level, and so I am vigilant and extra responsive, and that is our parenting life sometimes, isn't it? And the apple's not appley enough and the pancakes are not pancakey enough, and you know, it's one of those. But our day started with Mum, and I'm like, oh my God, come on. There are two black cats in my bedroom. And we have one black cat, so this is not how it's meant to be. And that kind of sets the tone for this video today, which is not about cats, but it is about undesirable visitors. Now, I say this honestly and transparently with great love, knowing this is a public video, and I have no idea who from my friends or family may watch this, as well as all you, my community. It is the honest truth to say that we can, all of us can, completely love and cherish family and friends and have a desire to have a relationship and to connect with them. And I'm not saying you're in this place with your visitors, but it can be, and it's extremely stressful for us to manage having visitors or visiting people and actually holding that as a family. Those things can coexist. And so, and today we have some family visiting, and they are not the family that we see regularly, don't live in this country. So when we touch base, it tends to be at times when they come to visit UK and do lots of visits, and so like Christmas is the usual one, and that of course is a time for all of us where things are already escalated in our families. It's a complex time, there's so much overwhelm and overload going on, and then to bung in that lots of people that we're not used to seeing all the time want to come and visit all at that time where things are already intense is really complex and hard for us to manage. Throw in the fact that here in the UK it's cold, wet and rainy, so meeting outside is really hard. Our usual sort of let's meet somewhere neutral, try and do something, you know, not in our house, not in your house, is really difficult too, because it's school holidays and it's, you know, Christmas, all the cafes and everything are all packed and busy and noisy. So that flexibility is less at this time of year as well. So it carries a lot of different stresses. And that is all working on the assumption that is something that you personally desire and find easy, and you feel open to in the first place. And I completely appreciate that undesirable visitors could equally be people that you find difficult, you find traumatizing, you find triggering, you find very, you know, judgmental, and they affect your mental health and all those things. So let's include all of that, all of that. But, you know, as a family, we're in a different place to when our PDA was younger. Her tolerance, her self-awareness, her coping strategies are different now to be able to manage having these visitors today. It doesn't come with no stress for her or for me, holding space for that, holding space for the household, managing my relationship with these people that doesn't blend easily with my PDA family. And, you know, that brings up stress for me. And I also recognise where we are is so much easier than a place we have been in. For us, that was when she was younger, but it doesn't necessarily work in that timeline. That's how it's been for us. When she was younger, I will just share about that in case you're listening in, you know, and this is relatable for you. Her tolerance to having anyone come to the house was negligible. They, you know, come into her spaces, they touch things, they eat food in the house, they use her cups, you know, all the, you know, and as much as you put things in place to try and make things as comfortable as possible, it's somebody coming into your space. It's so demanding, it's so intrusive, and it was virtually intolerable. And when that person is somebody who isn't very PDA aware, you know, maybe their tone of voice, their expression, their expectation didn't gel well with the way that we do family and we do PDA life, you know, it's really difficult. And I think I'll speak for myself that what is so challenging for me, and was extremely challenging then, is that as a PDA's primary carer, as I am as mum, as the primary carer, their need was to have me with them at all times, and me responding to them in a way to help them control their completely overwhelmed nervous system in those situations, which would mean not having a direct conversation with the visitor. It would mean being in the room with her if she'd chosen to remove herself, so having to leave the visitors completely on their own while we went to co-regulate, sometimes for extended periods of time. You know, even making them a drink or anything, taking my attention away from directly being on her, because her need was so great to have my attention and my presence to help her stay in any way regulated, to be able to stay in the room with them. You know, it was just an impossible situation. We were all pulled too much. So there were times, years, where we would have to have those difficult conversations with family and friends to say, we love you. It's not that we don't want to see you, but as a family, we are not able to manage that getting together right now. And that's just where we're at. And that is a deeply uncomfortable and difficult conversation to have. It shines a light on where you're at as a family, which invites in, whether you want it or not, people's concerns, judgments, advice, and that is really difficult at a time you're already feeling very stressed and struggling, and it can put a further rift in the relationships, and it's just a really hard thing. And so as we are finding it a bit easier this year, and every year, I am still really tuned into how hard it can be where you're at right now, and I really want to honour that and be with you in that, and offer you some tapping, which doesn't fix it all, but offers you the opportunity to get some relief from the tension, the resistance, the pressure that you might be carrying around that. I know for me, I felt a lot of pressure, this conditioned, socially conditioned pressure as the wife, as the woman, as a mum, to make this all okay, to make it all come, and as a daughter actually, and a niece, and whatever those relationships are, you know, older child syndrome probably for me, but I think it is something we can often carry in our gender roles, in our positions, that's conditioned, you know, that we have this weight of responsibility to make this all okay, to make it smooth, to make it all okay for everyone. And also we have a self-preservation instinct to make it okay for ourselves by not exposing our vulnerabilities and our struggles, especially as the families that we are, because we can, you know, get so much coming at us of judgments and criticism and unsolicited advice, etc., etc. And we're just, you know, and so there can be a lot of exhaustion that comes with the masking and the masking our own needs to try and meet others' needs, etc., etc. So just notice what tensions are coming up for you as I'm chatting, and notice where you feel it in your body. Are you holding any of your limbs tense? Is your jaw, your hands, your head, your shoulders? Are you holding your tummy in? Just notice where you might be holding that, you know, got to keep it all together feeling around this. And if you've got particular people coming to mind, just put your attention on them. Just bring your awareness into exactly where this is flowing for you personally. Oh, okay, and we're going to tap. So underneath the little finger, you can just tap on the fleshy part of the hand here. And saying, even though I've got this tension around visitors and visiting, I am safe. And I'm okay as I am. Even though I've got this tension around visitors, visiting and visits. I am safe, I am enough, and I love and appreciate myself. Even though I've got this tension around visitors, visits, visiting, I am safe, I am enough, and I love and appreciate myself. And as we move around the next few points, I'm going to say some words. And if they don't resonate with you, you don't have to say them. Just pick the ones that do. I just flow with the instinct. Okay, so on the front of the eyebrow. Okay, I've got this tension. Tension around this person or these people. Tension around this day. Tension around this scenario, this situation. Tension around their attitudes, their judgments, the things they say. Tension around making it all happen. And I don't know if I can. Tension about what they think about me. Tension about what they think about me. All this tension and thinking I have to fix it all. Ooh, it's going to make my hair go crazy. I had a few things pop up in my mind, and I don't know if they are applicable to everyone or if they're just flowing up for me, but I'll just shout them out just in case you think, yes, I really relate to that. So for me, sometimes it's the hidden stuff. Like I mentioned how I couldn't have a natural flow conversation. So I didn't feel like I could even explain where we were at. That would have been too humiliating to my PDAer to say what we need is, or this is why we can't. So it was kind of this like silenced feeling, which felt very disempowering and very embarrassing. And also a thing that came up for me was trying to keep a low demand environment whilst preparing for visitors meant not doing the things that I so would always have done and wanted to do. And one of those was the whip round tidy clean, right? So we're a homemade family. The house can easily be chaos in a lot of projects going on, games being out, and it doesn't bother me in the least. Our lounge is like a sensory den with swings and exercise equipment and balls. It doesn't bother me in the least. But there is that instinct of somebody's coming, if a few people are coming over, to clear space so they can sit comfortably and to clean so I don't feel like a grubby minger, basically. And those patterns were kind of squashed, because actually that would be so demanding to make a thing. These visitors are coming, we have to prepare, we have to show our best, this unspoken thing. Whipping round cleaning was so stressful in that demanding way. It also meant that I wasn't available to sit and to co-regulate with my PDA, like watching YouTube, whatever it is she needed to be calm and relaxed, waiting for them to arrive. So I didn't even know if I was going to get a shower and feel presentable, never mind clean. And so those things were so uncomfortable for me. So I'm just tuning into that. And notice if you've got any others coming up as well. And actually, if you'd like to share them, I'd love to hear them. I seem to be having trouble at the moment seeing your comments on YouTube. I've looked at all my settings and I don't know why. So I don't know if YouTube are blocking them. I don't know what that is, but you can comment on Facebook. I see them. I do appreciate you doing it anyway, because others might see it and it helps the video get seen. So I do really appreciate that. Okay, tap in underneath the little finger. And even though I've got all this tension, I am safe, I am enough, I'm an amazing parent, and I love and appreciate all I know and all I do, even if others don't get it. And even though I've got all this tension, I am safe, I am okay, I am enough. I appreciate myself and all I know and do, even if others don't get it. even though I've got all this tension, and I might still feel tense, I am safe, I am enough, and I love and appreciate myself, even if others don't get it, and they judge me, and they criticise me. I am still safe. With all this tension in my body, I choose to acknowledge I am safe. With all this tension in my system, I acknowledge I'm doing an amazing job. With all this tension I'm carrying, I really appreciate the love I show and the understanding I have and the patterns I'm changing. With all this tension I have in my body, I choose to really support and love on myself through this. Okay, probably a bit of a longer video today because I've chatted on. Lots of love to all of you, wishing you all the best through this period. I've got to go and do all those things I was just talking about, preparing for us having visitors coming in a couple of hours. So I'll see you on the other side, probably tomorrow. I will see those of you in Peace with PDA who have signed up for it for our Reiki healing session this evening. I won't see you, but I will be present with you, sending Reiki as I see all of those of you who have asked for requests for that. And if anyone wants to hop on that, it's in the Peace with PDA private Facebook group. Okay, take care.